welcome to GameSpot Daily, where we cover 6 news stories in 30 minutes or less, and I'm Callie.
Hi, my name is Michael Hyam, and I'm here to join Callie in giving y'all some dope news. Trust me.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Oh, damn, for us. Wait, can we hear Callie? I'm...
I don't know if we can hear me.
Can you hear yourself in your mic?
Not really.
Oh, snap. Whoa. We have some technical difficulties here.
Technical difficulties.
But Callie's mic is way low. Can you hear her, though? Hi, sorry.
Hi, Twitch chat. Can you hear us? What's up?
Yeah, turn Callie up a bit. How about now? Speak into it.
Hello, I'm talking again. I still can't hear myself very well.
Yeah, I think it might be our feedback on our headphones. But anyway, the show must go on.
You know, we got a lot to talk about today, actually. We got Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, as you probably could tell. We got a Splatoon update. We got PS Plus games for you and more. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Our headlining story of the day is Rainbow Six Siege changes. Ubisoft has admitted that they are working on some changes for Rainbow Six Siege. So let's get into it. Okay, so in a Reddit AMA, if I recall correctly,
Yes.
if I'm reading our notes correctly,
Sure.
a Reddit AMA, Ubisoft has responded to a comment that talked about operator stats. So each operator have like a ranking of speed and armor. And you can probably guess what that means. Armor, you can take more hits. Lower speed, you move slower. And so there's someone asked about the dissonance between a level 3 armor character and a level 3 speed character, and how there is level 3 speed is a much more effective than level 3 armor. And they asked about balancing.
Right.
Are y'all gonna do something about this? Are y'all aware of it? Particularly a Reddit user by the name, this is a pretty good name, by the name of PhD Bagel. Stated this in particular, said, "Are there any plans to balance/change speed and armor? Currently, it seems that 3 speed is far superior to 3 armor," which is basically what I said.
Yeah.
And Ubisoft responded directly to this by saying, "Yes, we agree. We are looking for ways to make both 3 speeds less dominant and 1 speeds more viable."
So I don't play Rainbow Six Siege, and I think I'm getting a good idea of what this means. They addressed Lion in particular, which is an operator I'm familiar with just because all you Siege boys in the office talk about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me think for a second. Lion, I think we talked about this in the past with Lion, is that he was a little OP, or little OP, maybe a lot OP, actually.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about that on this show.
Yeah, we have. But the news story of the day is that Ubisoft has said that they're going to think about rebalancing stats, speed in particular, and armor. But in addition to that, they also have mentioned that changes to Lion, who is essentially picked 100% of the time in pro matches, which inherently isn't a problem, but players have stated that it's not that great to play against a very good player of Lion. And for these particular reasons is that his scanning ability is kind of OP. So we've talked about this before, but if you don't remember, is that his scan ability would be nerfed, and in certain ways, like if you're under scanning, that if you hold still, your outline will no longer show up.
Oh right, yeah, I remember that.
And also the scan cooldowns have changed from or going to change from 10 to 20 seconds. And also instead of having 3 charges for the scan ability, we'll have 2. But yeah, those changes are coming to the test server. In addition to buffing Echo, who's another operator,
right,
and possibly giving Echo a second drone, and adjusting the recharge rate for Echo.
Right. They're making other changes to operators: Blitz, Jaeger, Vigil, Hibana.
Yeah.
Is that how you said that? And Ying. I did it.
Cool.
So those operators are also going to see changes. They're speeding up speed rank 1 characters and slowing down speed rank 3 characters, which
that was the concern.
About.
Yeah, that was the main concern of the day.
Concern, so they addressed that pretty handily. And then they're going to have pick and ban custom game options, which allows round winners to pick first and ban operators from use. Many other games like MOBAs use that system at a pro level, so that's a cool addition.
Cool. Yeah. Also, some more changes that will be coming to the test server for testing, obviously. New UI for the observation tool, removal of drop shotting. Operators will instead shift to a hip fire stance. Drop shotting is kind of annoying if you that happens to you. Change animations for interacting with the diffuser, fixing misalignment of some weapon sights. I know that was an ongoing problem that a lot of Siege players in the office have mentioned. And other balances and bug fixes will come along with that. Not sure what those are quite yet, but they will be coming. A lot of Siege players in this office. I know Matt Paget, who gets us, our homeboy Matt Paget, who gets us ready in the morning, is a big time Siege guy. Mike
He's
Mahardy.
in the Twitch chat right now.
Yeah, thank
Mike
you.
Mahardy. I think Jake and John Luke played like yesterday. They play all the time.
Yeah. And Aaron Sampson is also a big Siege person. I have been getting into Siege because it reminds me of my old Counter-Strike days. But yeah, this game is on like Ubisoft. This is one example of Ubisoft doing their thing about continually supporting games so they can get it to a place where it needs to be. Because as the story goes, that Rainbow Six Siege was not a great game at launch. But through continual support and balancing and adding things, taking things out, it got to a place where a lot of people enjoy it.
I think Mike has done a feature on that, on a video feature, which you can check out if you are a really big Siege fan. Yeah.
It was about their comeback.
Yeah, and Jake and Mike also did some features on Siege. They like some kind of behind the scenes stuff.
Yep.
So if I keep hitting my mic, if you if you like Siege, if you're a big Siege player, we have lots of Siege content on the site. And yeah.
Siege Spot.
Oh, you know what? We probably should have emphasized that this story did come to us from PC.
Oh yeah, that was from PC Gamer. So PC Gamer is the one that pointed out the Reddit interaction right there. So but yeah,
they identified that. Just wanted to make sure we didn't skip over that. If you weren't watching, we did have the PC Gamer page up on the screen.
Yes. So thank you, PC Gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move along. So sorry.
We're having a lot of technical difficulties today, and I really can't hear how loud I am. So
yeah, you're good. But anyway, the show must go on, as I said earlier today.
Yeah, and you know we got other shooters getting updates, although it's not the same kind of shooter in any.
This is a different kind of shooter
in any regard. Splatoon 2's 3.0 update is now live, and it's bringing new gear, weapons, and a map along with it. So the 3.0 update has 100 new and returning pieces of gear, which would include Splatoon 1 gear, the original Splatoon map Camp Triggerfish, which was a favorite. I really enjoyed Triggerfish. New weapons, the Neo Splashmatic with burst bombs and suction bomb launcher, the Foil Squeezer with splat bombs and the bubble blower, the new Squiffer, which sounds sturdy, which comes with auto bombs, and the Baller, and the Galuga Dualies Deco with a splash wall and Baller. I'm not a big fan of the splash wall, but yeah, they have those two kits. Your loadouts are set with those weapons in Splatoon if you're not familiar.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Errol in chat said that Siege talk is like a foreign language to him.
Yeah.
And I will say that Splatoon talk is like a foreign language to me as well.
Well, you know, good luck you get, not good luck, good thing you have me, because I reviewed Splatoon 2. I've played a lot of Splatoon, and you know, the real meta game is being as fashionable as possible. So you're getting that new gear with this update, which is the most important thing, obviously. Oh, they'll also have 2 new songs for multiplayer matches. Fucking finally. Oh my god, excuse me.
That's all right. Who gives a shit?
It's actually, it was so annoying hearing the same like tune over and over again. So finally 2 new songs. A bunch of fishes, a bunch of fixes to multiplayer, salmon run, and spectator mode. So you can find the full patch notes on Nintendo's support site if you're curious under the hood what's going on with Splatoon and you're still a big Splatoon 2 player. But probably the biggest thing is the patch introduced X rank. So if you don't know, in Splatoon when you rank, it works like C, B, A, S, you know, like typical ranking system. Nintendo has described X-Rank as, quote, an extremely challenging ranked battle experience targeting the best of the best players. So if you've reached S plus 10 rank, you're automatically registered as X-Rank following the update. Mm-hmm. And now we're watching has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah, but it is Splatoon related. This B-roll is coming to y'all from that Nintendo Direct where they showed off the Octo...
This is the Octo expansion, which is actually like a fire trailer, so we'll just leave it up.
It's a music video, and it'll hopefully entertain y'all on the other end.
Yeah. So after achieving X rank, you'll be able to battle each month for X power level. Everyone's X power level will reset on the final day of each month, and if you fall below a certain threshold at the time of the reset, you'll go back down to S+9. If you're a Splatoon player, you'll know what that is. It's literally just the way ranking works, so don't forget. It does sound like a foreign language. The 500 players with the highest X power level for each of the 4 ranked modes will be announced on the Splatnet 2 app. So if you want to be famous in Splatoon, I have a friend who's like a huge Splatoon player, like impossibly good. I bet he's going to fight to get that high X power level. And finally, X rank players can press the L and R sticks at the same time while in their ranked mode's lobby to cause the player character to strike a special pose.
Ooh, X gonna give it to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
We should have listened to that. We do a warm-up song before every episode. We should have been listening to that.
We can't talk about the song that we were listening to this morning, though.
We did listen to Toot It and Boot It, which we could talk about.
Yeah, and then we listened
Not
to
the
a
other one,
classic.
though.
Yeah, we listened to a classic that my homies are very familiar with. But actually, X Gonna Give It to You is a very inspirational song. If you like read the lyrics, it's very much like it. Yeah, it's very inspirational.
Have you really quick on X Gonna Give It to You? Have you seen the Persona 4 Dancing All Night X Gonna Give It to You thing?
Excuse you?
I'll show that to you after this.
All right, cool.
All right. As usual, players will be able to purchase the weapons with in-game currency from the Ammo Knights shop. So that's how weapons work in Splatoon. Nintendo says going forward it'll add several new weapons on a monthly basis as opposed to its previous weekly rollout schedule, which I think, at some point you're going to get really bloated with weapons. So that
Cool.
makes sense.
All right. We also have some notes on Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But
Another Switch game
yeah.
got an update. If you're curious,
whoa, what's up, man?
I guess we can get rid of the Splatoon 2
Sure.
roll now. But the 1.4.0 update rolls out Friday, which is April 27th. So if you're a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 player, we won't run you through everything, but in our Switch Games update article, you can check out all of that.
Cool.
If you're curious. That's a little different because that's not really a multiplayer game. So the patch notes are just going to be other kinds of things.
All right. Cool. We got so far we've ran you through changes that are coming to Siege, and the changes coming to Splatoon 2. Now we're gonna do a little skirt.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about we're actually circling back to a story we talked about a couple weeks ago. But this one is a little tricky, a little bit not unexpected, but a little different than what we usually do here. But I think we're following up on a previous story we talked about. It's a good idea, and we're going to do that when talking about Hank Azaria and Apu from The Simpsons.
Right. So if you remember, there was a bit of controversy in the way The Simpsons handled criticisms of the character Apu, who is an Indian immigrant and convenience store clerk in the show and has been for years. So Hank Azaria, who is the voice actor for Apu, has said he's willing to step aside from his role as Apu on The Simpsons. This comes from Hollywood Reporter, and basically Hank Azaria appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert last night to promote the new season is a new comedy he's doing called Brockmire, but he also discussed the Apu stuff.
Yes, and then he said we have a couple quotes from him. Hank Azaria himself has said that it's come to my attention more and more over the past couple years. The idea that anyone young or old, past or present, being bullied based on Apu really makes me sad. It certainly was not my intention. I wanted to bring joy and laughter to people. And
then on The Simpsons' response to the Apu controversy, if you remember, they put out this episode where it was basically like, who can say it was fine 30 years ago? So, a lot of people criticize it for being very spineless or like kind of like
that shit was weak.
What can you do? So Hank Azaria says, I had nothing to do with the writing or the voicing in that episode. I think if anyone came away from that segment thinking they need to lighten up, that's definitely not the message that I want to send. Yeah. Meaning that, like, if you're upset by Apu and you watch that episode and the message you got was, you're just overreacting, Hank Azaria is saying, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's not what he wants at all.
And again, Hank Azaria is the person who voices many characters in The Simpsons, including Apu.
And he received an Emmy for his performance as Apu.
Yeah, was it like 20 years ago?
Yeah, 20 years ago in 98. So, yeah.
Times have changed, or the
perception of certain things that have always been racist has changed.
Yeah, I think that people who have different groups have stronger voices now. So that now, as time has gone on, those who have a stronger voice in pop culture now can like say something and it'll catch on, or people will pay attention to that rather than falling into a void of never being heard.
Yeah.
And this is kind of what I think is the reason why this is being brought up now. If you ask me, maybe it should have been brought up, or it should have been brought up a long time ago. But now it's better late than never, I suppose. But on the future of Apu, Azaria also has said this, and I'll read you his quote. I've given this a lot of thought, and as I say, my eyes have been opened. I think the most important thing is we have to listen to South Asian people, Indian people in this country, when they talk about how they feel and what they think about this character and what their American experience of it has been. I really want to see Indian and South Asian writers in the writers' room. Sorry, I'm tripping. Not in the token way, but genuinely informing whatever new direction this character may take, including how he is voiced or not voiced. I'm perfectly willing and happy to step aside or help transition it into something new. I really hope that's what The Simpsons does. It not only makes sense, but it just feels like the right thing to do to me.
Yeah.
So Hank Azaria has gone from colonizer to ally with this quote. So all you colonizers out there, stay or get woke. But like seriously
Get
though,
and stay woke.
yeah. But seriously, as I'm of Southeast Asian descent, not South Asian descent, if you want to cut it that way. But I think that for me, over the years, it kind of like growing up watching The Simpsons, it was kind of like, oh, haha, like that's it's like tokenism. It's like, oh, there's an Indian character, there's a brown character in The Simpsons, and then but like to think back to that, it's like, oh, well, they were used as a crutch for a joke, and Apu has had character development over the years.
Totally.
But I think that, it can evolve. It can get better. And I think like Hank Azaria is well aware of that.
And I'm glad he said something, because I think it was just one of those things that just wasn't addressed properly by the show as like The Simpsons as a collective. And so it's nice to see the person who actually voices that character and does that affected accent saying, you know what, no, that wasn't the right way to go about this. Yeah. I do think like The Simpsons is interesting, because when you were saying like, oh yeah, there's like certain token characters, if you want to call them that, I was like, oh yeah, the only like black characters I can think of are.
I'm very sorry.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
That was your mug. Okay.
Yeah.
The only black characters I can think of are Dr. Hibbert and Carl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure like of the main cast, those are the only ones.
Yeah. It also it really very much depends on what you do with those characters,
right,
or how they're developed and what roles that they play in those shows. So if they're like mainly used as a joke, like that's not cool.
Yeah. Whereas like I don't think Carl's like it's different with like Apu's nationality was often played as a joke, especially his accent. Whereas you think about like a character like Carl, where he's just like, it's like Lenny and Carl are in love or whatever.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with either of them.
But what
they are.
But the story of the day is that you should expect, for you Simpsons fans out there, you should expect.
Oh, sorry. Dizzy Death points out Bleeding Gums Murphy. Forgot Bleeding Gums Murphy, and that's a very important character to remember. My
cool.
bad.
Well, thank you for that. But yeah, you should expect, for those who follow The Simpsons, you should expect maybe an evolution of the character Apu as the series goes on. Mm-hmm. I would hope. Here's the hoping.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
And then now we're going to
anyway, back to
do another 180.
Woo!
And we're going to talk about games again.
Games again.
Free
Whoa.
games in particular.
Yeah. Okay. PS Plus games for May have been announced. So we talked about the Xbox games with gold, I think either yesterday or the day before. Time blends together. But now we have the free PS Plus games for you. So on PS4, the first one you can get is Beyond Two Souls. Appropriately enough, because that's a Quantic Dream game. And Detroit Become Human is coming out May 25th. So just in time for Quantum Dream's next game, the follow-up to Beyond Two Souls. Now you can get Beyond Two Souls for free.
Yep. So you got that sweet David Cage hype. I don't want to say that ever.
Never ever say that again.
Yeah.
If you really want to get on that David Cage hype train, you can read my interview with David Cage. Anyway, basically it's a character, Jodie, who has psychic powers because she's linked to a soul named Aiden, and it's Ellen Page.
Jodie? They got my boo pregnant? Baby boy, no. Damn. Jodie. It's Jodie, if you watch Baby Boy with Tyrese, sorry. That's the first thing I thought of when I was like, oh, Jodie. But Jodie is the main character with the likeness of Ellen Page.
Okay. I thought you were doing a Juno reference because she's pregnant in
Oh,
Juno.
No, I wasn't. I was doing, never mind. If y'all watch Baby Boy, it's a
So
very
anyway.
very good movie.
Anyway, so there's that you can get on PS Plus right now. There's also Rayman Legends, the 5th game in the Rayman series, which first launched in 2014. Our review said this about it: fueled by smooth platforming, striking visuals, wacky situations, and infectious beats, Rayman Legends is a nifty platformer that exudes unabashed delight.
Cool.
I almost said infectious beasts.
It happens. But yeah, so Beyond Two Souls and Rayman Legends, those are actually some substantial PS Plus games to get for May. PS Plus has been had some bangers
Yeah.
throughout its time. So you get
certified bangers, if you will.
yeah. Well, however you feel about Beyond Two Souls, the fact that that you get it for free, it's pretty dope. So you can try it out. If you haven't dipped into any of Quantic Dream's games, this would be a good opportunity to get a feel for it and see if that's something you're interested in. Because at least in conversations about these games, it's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, I do think that these kinds of games are interesting to experience, and I feel like it's very hard to like you gotta experience it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit the wrong button. And
that's all right. But yeah, there's if y'all are still on a PS3, you also get Eat Them.
Yep.
Which is an arcade game where you destroy a city as giant monsters, so you can eat them. I imagine you would eat them.
I think that's probably a part of it. Obviously I'd rather play Rampage on the 64. That was my jam. Risen 3 Titan Lords, also on PS3. It's an action RPG where quests have multiple possible outcomes, which sounds like actually that just sounds like what RPGs are, but that's fine.
And the Vita is not dead. The Vita is never dead. The Vita's dope. And you get 2 games. You get Fumins. Fumins, is that how it's say it?
Furmins?
Furmins?
I'm pretty sure there's
Fernins.
an R. Dude, there's an R in there.
Whenever you put an R
We're both a little blind.
When you put an R and an N together or an R and an M together, that's very hard to read.
It's a little fucky. So Furmins, it's a physics-based puzzle game where you herd little furry creatures into a basket.
Aww,
that sounds lovely.
That sounds cute. And you got King Oddball, which doesn't sound cute, but it's also a physics-based puzzle game where you hurl boulders with your tongue to destroy each level. Yeah, that definitely doesn't sound cute. That's playable on PS3 and PS4 with cross-buy.
Yes.
But play your Vita. Give your Vita some love.
Yeah, it won't change anything, but at least you'll feel better about yourself. All of those games are available until Tuesday, May 1st.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
really? Aren't those the games for May?
Those are the May games.
Yeah, hold on. Let's hold on. Yeah, it says Tuesday, May 1st. Oh no.
Oh no, the previous month's games you can nab until May 1st, but these
are not available. Yeah.
These are the games available
starting May 1st because that's when they'll replace those games.
Because that's when May starts.
That's when May begins on May 1st. Until May 1st, the April games are available. That would be on PS4. You get Mad Max and Trackmania Turbo.
Ooh, Trackmania is dope.
Yeah.
Mad Max is pretty dope. But yeah, get your free games if you haven't yet. Ooh, free games.
Free games? Did someone say free games?
We can't escape Battle Royale here. No. Oh. Battle Royale is a constant in our life. Mm-hmm. And I wrote up a story yesterday about H1Z1 coming to PS4. If y'all don't know what H1Z1 is, it is one of the OG, well, I wouldn't say OG, but it was an early Battle Royale game. I played a lot in 2016 with my friends before PUBG and Fortnite kind of busted onto the scene.
Because you are the father of Battle Royale.
I am, yes, Father Royale, as some may say. But yes, this is H1Z1 has always been a PC game, and now it's going to be coming to PS4. And it's not just a straight port. Daybreak, who are the developers of H1Z1, I think that they're going to go all in on this, I think. And because I say that because they're doing a lot of tweaks specifically for the console version. Like the control scheme is obviously going to have to change because it's a PC game. And you'll have like easy to use radial menus and whatever as you would expect from a console shooter. But they are taking out the crafting element entirely, which is a big deal because
that's huge.
Yeah, generally in H1Z1, what you do is you get a bunch of shit, you break it down so you can make armor. If you don't find armor yourself, but if you're going to take that out entirely, the kind of the flow of the game is very much changing, and that's their message: is that we want to create H1Z1 to be a much more faster paced game. And to do that, they're changing the way supply drops work, and they will be the primary way to get like super high-end weapons instead of, well, it's a little less luck involved in it, because then you'll see a supply drop and it's like, okay, now I got to scheme my way to get to the supply drop to get the good shit. They're also introducing a bunch of new weapons with the PS4 version, like the KH-43, Marauder, Combat Shotgun, CNQ-09, Scout Rifle, MK-46. Now, I don't know what the hell that means because I haven't played this yet, but we will see what this means on May 22nd.
Yes.
When open beta hits for the PS4 version of H1Z1. Yes. And there's a couple other things like the gas zones, which is like what the blue circle of death or the storm in Fortnite. They have gas zones in H1Z1. Yeah. So yeah, they're changing how that behaves. It's going to move a lot faster, they have said, to keep up the pace. I already kind of thought that the gas moved quite fast for PC version of H1Z1, which I reviewed.
It's moving faster.
Fast.
Than
super fast.
Than it already is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a couple other things like PS4 Pro, they said that H1Z1 for PS4 Pro will do 60 frames per second, which is cool, which would be an advantage, I would imagine, over the regular PS4 version if that one's going to be a little choppier on frame rates. But we'll see how that plays out. So yeah, that'll be it. H1Z1 is a free-to-play game. Open beta hits May 22nd, but there is a pre-order package that you can get for $30 that'll include cosmetics, PS4 theme, and also going back to the PS Plus members, you get 20% off if you want to get in this pre-order bundle.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway.
Cool.
We gotta hurry because we have one more battle royale story before we can leave.
Yes. Fortnite. You can never escape Fortnite.
Here at Fortnite Daily. Okay, an emergency broadcast image has popped up on Fortnite social media accounts and in-game. We have a picture of that image, which you can kind of see there, but I have a bigger version right here.
Yeah.
Basically, the official Twitter and Facebook accounts posted this emergency broadcast image of bars and tone with an outline of a dead llama laid over the top. Obviously, llamas are a big thing in Fortnite. Unfortunately, there's no accompanying message, so we have no idea what it means. But for you Fortnite players out there, this is something to watch. It's also appeared in-game. People spotted it on the island's TV screens, accompanied by static. So there you go.
Yeah, some have speculated that this is
Whoa, we're having
a lot of technical
problems.
Yeah, but anyway, Epic has said that, or Epic is kind of aware of the fan theories around that meteor that popped up on April 1st. So they're kind of, maybe this is them playing into it, kind of trolling us and stuff. But yeah, do we want to say anything else about this?
Well, Epic added 4 signs to Tilted Towers recently. It's unclear if that was part of this. Basically, there's just a lot of like nobody knows what's going on. Stuff going on in Fortnite. Season 3 is ending next week, so maybe we'll see something then. Who knows?
Yeah, this might be playing into the end of Season 3.
Also worth noting, many of the Season 3 Battle Pass items are space themed. And then we got that meteor.
We got a space map.
Yeah, who knows?
Zero gravity.
Zero G would be actually so cool.
Zero G Fortnite. Ooh, snap.
Anyway, that's all the time we have, actually. We got to bounce. We got to bounce and make room for other people to do stuff.
We got to bounce because I believe that Mike Mahardy and Jean-Luc Seipke are going to be streaming Frostpunk after this.
Our review is up now on the site if you want to check that out. Frostpunk sounds super cool, and I'm really excited to play it. If you like any sort of city building, survival, city sims, like this is your jam. So I cannot wait to play this game.
Yes.
Check it out with Mike and Jean-Luc.
Yeah, we have a review on the site, so if you want to get a more critical perspective on that, go ahead and read the review on the site by Daniel Starkey. It's a very, Callie and I helped edit the review, and we came away like, this is a good review. Very good review.
Knows his strategy sims. Yes. Like, he knows what he's talking about, so you can trust his review on that.
Incredibly well written, and it gives you a great idea of what to expect from Frostpunk. But if you want to watch it in action, stick around for the live stream. That'll be on right after this.
If you're watching live. If not, you can check that out also on YouTube and GameSpot as a VOD. And thank you, Tony and Matt, for getting us together. Thanks, Chris Pereira. Thanks, Eric Tay, who's off doing fancy manager things.
And who else do I want to thank? Oh, I want to thank you. Thank you for sticking around and hanging out with us. We have fun talking about the news, and we hope that you have fun listening to us ramble on and experience technical difficulties. We promise that we will get that sorted out sooner rather than later. But if we did have any technical difficulties, I'm sorry. We can do better, but we will always do better for you.
Blame Tay. #blame Tay.
Oh, don't do that. Don't blame Tay. Goop,
Oh.
don't blame. No more blaming Tay. And with that, we are off.
Okay. Bye bye.
Peace.